representatives of Monsanto, and we are here today to talk about your investing in us. My name is Dakota, and to my right we have Sam, Matt, and Sean. And again, we're here to talk about investment. So to give you a little overview of our presentation, first we're going to talk about a little bit about general information on our company, what we do and our role within the community. From there, we're going to move on to some of our marketing techniques and what makes us valuable. After that, we're going to move on to more of the economic side, as well as what makes us so strong within the market. And then lastly, we're going to move on to more of how our company works internally, including innovation. So with all this combined, we hope to convince you to invest in us. So as we get started, I want you to keep in mind that one of the things that has made us so successful for the past century is that we at Monsanto want growth for a better world. So Monsanto was created in 1901, and the simplest way to classify our company would be an agricultural and biotechnology company. So what that means is we provide products for farmers that maximize their yield as well as help them to address some of the most detrimental challenges that they face. So as for products, the two main products we have, the first being our seeds with our patented traits, and these would include things that are like frost resistance or drought resistant. And then our second product would be our herbicides and insecticides. So we not only help farmers through the planting process, but we continue to help them throughout the life of their plants. Outside of our products, we also care about both conservation as well as improving agriculture. This is just a small number of the projects we're working on, but I'm going to focus on one in particular, and that is WEMA, which is Water Efficient Maize for Africa. So this project is funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and is focused on helping a current crisis facing the people of sub-Saharan Africa, and that is a lack of food. The lack of food is caused by both drought as well as lack of agriculture. So this project, as the name implies, is focused on creating water-efficient maize, which will be provided to the African farmers and will be both royalty-free as well as include complementary insect and herbicide protection. So we not only care about helping these farmers to improve their yield, we also care about the world itself, and we want to help solve the greater crises in life, including global hunger. So now that we talked about a little bit about our company, we're going to move on to more of our marketing techniques.
Thank you. Apologize for my voice. I'm recovering from sickness. So as a part of our success, we as Monsanto know how to effectively identify and serve our customers. The majority of our customers are farmers, and each year they have to identify and choose between which type of company to buy their seeds from. And we are honored as millions of farmers every year choose to put their trust in us and buy our products. And though this is not a coincidence that they do this, we strategically offer the best value on the market for our customers. We, as Monsanto, we are determined to provide our customers the greatest value and array of products that help them produce and conserve more. As our lineup of GMO seeds, we offer the more popular options of corn, soybean, cotton, and several others. We engineer these seeds to be able to be high output yield crops, be able to survive in conditions where normal crops would fail, and also be safe and effective crop solutions. And in fact, in 2009, 50% of Monsanto's business was the sale of seeds. So in addition to our marketing, our exceptional products, we also have one of the largest consumer bases in the industry. And this is, not only do we sell directly to our farmers, but we also license our technology to our competition. And in fact, over 150 different companies license our technology to be able, and including our largest competitors, Syngenta and DuPont. And this led Monsanto to become the world's largest vegetable seed provider in 2012. And as you can see from the graph, our acreage in the U.S. has increased throughout the years. So why us? We offer the most diverse product line and offer the greatest market value for our customers. This includes our high performing GMO seeds, and this allows us to not only offer a greater range to our customers, but also a variety of different other farmers around the world. And we also have one of the largest consumer bases in the industry. We are one of the world's largest providers of seeds, and licensing of our technology has also contributed to that. So in addition to our products and our marketing, I believe that our success is also representative in our financial statements.
Thank you. Now, in terms of economics, agricultural products have the advantage of pretty consistently high demand. The fact is, everyone eats wheat. World population estimates are about 7 billion right now, and this is expected to grow to 8 billion within the next 10 years. To keep all those people fed, food production is also going to have to scale up in turn. This year, total worldwide corn demand was about 37 billion bushels. A bushel is about 56 pounds. This is expected to grow by about 500 million bushels a year. Soy demand was about 10 billion bushels, and it's expected to grow by about 200 million a year. Monsanto's technologies will allow us to actually keep up with these rates of growth. They allow farmers to produce higher outputs for lower inputs. Less water, less fertilizer, less herbicides, less insecticides, less work, and less risk. All made possible by Monsanto's research and our technologies. Now, in terms of financials, Monsanto is a very strong and still consistently growing firm at the absolute top of its industry. This year, our total net sales is about $16 billion. This is about $2 billion higher than last year and about $4 billion higher than 2012. Our current stock price on the New York Stock Exchange is about $120 a share. This is about $10 higher than the same date last year and about $30 higher than the same date in 2012. And in fact, Monsanto's earnings per share has doubled in the last 5 years. And the conservative estimates show that it'll double again in the next 5. Now, seed sales and seed traits amount for about 2/3 of our overall business. And that makes up about 90% of the 5 largest US crop harvests. So that's soy, cotton, corn, sugar beet, and canola. But not all of that 90% is via direct sales. As Sam mentioned, we widely and readily license our intellectual property, patents, and technologies. Not only do we do this with collaborators, but we do it with our competitors as well. And in total, these royalties account for about 40% of our seed business. And now, not only do these relationships allow us to mitigate some of the risk from competing firms in the industry, but it also helps to drive innovation and growth in the industry as a whole.
And innovation has always been crucial to the success of Monsanto. It's what got us started. It's what allowed us to rise to the top of the industry. And it's going to be key to our future. And so what are we doing innovative today? Well, we're actually a business leader in big data and big data science. So one of the things that we've done is in October of 2013, we acquired for $1.1 million Climate Corp, which was a San Francisco startup company. It was started by a couple of ex-Google guys. What they did is they wrote some software that takes the massive amount of climate and weather data that's out there, and they put it through an algorithm, and it spits out some predictive information about the weather and whatnot. And this information is crucial to farmers.
This is how far into the future?
Oh no, this program is already written.
No, but I'm saying in terms of the weather predictions.
That would be year to
weekly,
year.
monthly, or?
Yeah, that would be year to year. Well, what the algorithm suggests, or the information from the algorithm, farmers use it to decide what crops to plant and what day to plant the seeds, what day to harvest, and things like that. Things that have to do with process of farming. And the other great thing about Climate Core is it's continuously being updated as climate science is advanced, which is advances are happening on nearly a weekly basis. So another thing we've done is this previous year, we've invested $20 million in our integrated technology centers. And so what these are is we have teams of biologists, computer scientists, software engineers, data scientists who mull through the absolutely massive amount of genetic information out there on plants. And so basically these technology centers are the front end of our research and development pipeline. This is where the research is done, the science is done, that will hopefully eventually lead to more GM seeds that we can sell to people throughout the world. And in our dabbling in big science, or in data science and big data, it hasn't gone unnoticed as this year our Chief Information Officer, Jim Swanson, was named one of 2015's Premier 100 IT Leaders for his use of technology in solving business problems. So what's in the future for Monsanto? Well, growth is in our future. Our future looks very bright. First of all, as Matt mentioned just a second ago, and as we all are very aware of, our population is increasing exponentially. And as the population increases, so does the agricultural biotech industry. And another, more room, we also have lots of room to grow globally. So we're currently working on expanding our global presence. Again, what Matt mentioned is, we currently have a stranglehold on the market in the United States. Really 90% of all GM seeds produced here are from Monsanto. But we still have lots of room to grow throughout the rest of the world. We are currently doing business in 68 different countries, so we already have a strong foundation to build upon, but we still have lots of room to grow globally. And so how are we going to go about doing this? We're going to take a boots-on-the-ground approach. We're communicating with the local farmers, we're opening lines of communication, we're developing business relations, and we're discovering what the individual or the specific problems are that occur in any given region, because depending on where you're farming, you can have drastically different problems that you need to be solved. And by talking with the local farmers and developing these connections, we can have a firm grasp on what those problems are, and then we can know exactly what we need to do to solve those problems. And so to sum it up, the future, we're in a growing industry, or we're in an industry that will surely be growing in the future. We have a very solid foundation to build upon, so our future looks very bright in terms of potential growth.
So to reiterate, the main reason we're here today is to talk about investing. So with that being said, does anyone have any questions?
So what percentage of, for example, the stock appreciation that has taken place, let's say, in the last 6 months or so, or even a year, is due to the really massive drop in the world price of oil? I imagine a company like Monsanto would be one of the really big winners. And that's something that Monsanto has no control over. It's essentially all
And so that's kind of one of the things that's kind of hard to quantify, because Monsanto's stock price over the last year actually hasn't changed all that much. December of last year, we were about 110, 115, we're about 120 today. And so even with OPEC just tanking the price of oil, it's still about the same.
So isn't that a really bad signal for the company? Here's this best possible exogenous shock that you can have, and you haven't been able to bring it to the bank.
The oil industry doesn't have that drastic an effect on the seed production itself. The farmers probably notice a greater...
Yeah, but all the chemical stuff.
True, but most of our chemicals are not petrochemical derived.
Okay.
We've definitely been affected by the massive drought that's been sweeping the southwestern U.S.
Okay.
I used to hang out a bit with some guys at John Deere who were working on GPS technology which has one of its side benefits is optimizing the utilization of seed, herbicides, insecticides, et cetera. Do you view that kind of technology advancement as friend or foe to Monsanto?
Well, I'll take that. We utilize those type of technologies ourselves. We have several different companies devoted to each of those things. Like we have some devoted just to like corn in Iowa and stuff. So we have several different companies that are focused on, you know, maximizing the yield of our products as well as the farmers' products. And so people like John Deere, their company, of course, is very related to our company because if we're going successful, they typically will be more successful. And as Matt said, we work a lot with our competition, so it's one of those things that we would typically, like that data, it gets accumulated, and it's something that we can take advantage of as well. So definitely.
The point of that from a farmer perspective is to buy less of your stuff
Correct.
per acre, right? By optimizing its utilization and minimizing wastage and such. Do you see that as having any material impact on your world?
Well, the fact is, the demand is growing at a rate that far outstrips that. I mean, you're saving the farmers a little money by essentially making their work more efficient. But the fact is, next year, there's going to be another 250 million people needing wheat, so.
You also made mention of your stock price likely to double. I've forgotten. what
Earnings per
that-
share are
Oh, earnings
projected.
would double.
Yes.
Okay.
Our earnings per share about 5 years ago were about $2.50. They're just north of $5 today, and projections show they'll hit $10 about 2019.
Okay, good. I was interested. Thank you.
Now, most of the corn in the United States is not used to feed people or livestock, but to create ethanol. Is the type of corn that is used for that purpose different than the type of corn that humans and animals ingest?
It's typically the same that the animals ingest. There are some slight differences. The farmers can get extraordinarily specific about what they want in plant. There are some 10,000 different varieties of corn farmers can choose from at the moment. But typically it is much closer to animal feed than it is to human feed.
Is there a difference in the profit margins on the?
Ethanol is currently the bigger moneymaker because of all the government subsidies.
How many, it kind of seems to me like there's not a huge amount of diversity in what's being sold. Everything is GM. and
That's
there's
not actually true.
Okay,
Actually,
then
a
why
significant
don't you
portion
talk about
of
that?
a significant portion of our sales are in traditionally bred seeds. But the GM seeds are what are going to be more important as time goes on. We're starting to hit the wall where traditional seeds simply cannot keep up with population. So it's those GM traits, the fact that we can use 1/10 the herbicide of previously, the fact that we can grow crops where insects used to just wipe them out, or we can grow with half the water we used to need. It's technologies like that that are going to allow us to keep up with, you know, a third of the population going hungry.
And we
No, I
heard
thought some of the GM traits like the BT and the Roundup Ready corn actually increase the amount of herbicide that you, or pesticide that you could use.
They increase the amount you can use, but since you're only using a single herbicide for a single application, the total amount used actually decreases. So you do one larger application rather than a dozen smaller applications.
Do you, and another question about the financials, I mean, I heard that your sales were X, and then I just heard your earnings per share. What's the trend on your profit margins?
That is a great question. Unfortunately, we are running out of time, so I'm going to wrap it up. But we would gladly stay afterward to answer your question. So in conclusion, Monsanto, we have a wide variety of products which we are currently making us the top of the field of agriculture. We provide products, seeds, and services which help our farmers to maximize their yield, as well as help them address the challenges that they face. Through our marketing, we have an unsurpassed value. And then through our finances, you can see that our company has been growing and we continue to grow as the population increases. And then lastly, through our product innovation, we continue to remain the top of the field. So with all this in mind, I hope we've convinced you to invest in Monsanto. And as you leave today, I want you to keep in mind that Monsanto has invested in the future through sustainable agriculture, and now it's your chance to invest in us. So thank you, and have a wonderful day.